Welcome to Dimecast number 218. This is a series devoted to helping developers who have not used the Mac OS or have not developed in the Mac OS environment before set up a development environment. So there'll be a bunch of Dimecasts devoted to that. The first Dimecast here, we're going to just kind of get around the Mac OS. And I want to mention the fact that I'm actually using the Parallel software for my virtual machines as opposed to something like VirtualBox. I just like Parallels. It's got a lot of nice features. It's easier to set up stuff with their wizard. It's a lot less time to do things than you would with VirtualBox or something else. I know VMware is decent too, but this is like $100. I recommend looking into using Parallels if you want to do virtual machines. So, anyways, we're gonna run this Dimecast screencast in an instance of Parallel. I want to do a full screen. And so let's talk about getting around the Mac OS X. If you're brand new and you open up Mac OS X, you're not going to know, if you're used to Windows, you're not going to know where to get around and how to get around. The first thing I usually do is kind of set up a few things in preferences. If you go here, one of the things you're going to want to do is to mute these sound effects. Usually this is checked. You want to uncheck that. You might want to show the volume icon in the bar up here. It's up to you. I use my keyboard most of the time. Another thing you want to do is go to the security and privacy, and you want to make sure that you're not being bugged every time you download an application. So normally this defaults to here. And what happens if you download stuff from the web or wherever, it warns you. So if you click anywhere, it will allow you to download stuff without bugging you, basically. Let's talk about how to look at the file system now. If you open up Finder, your profile, your home directory, the way to get to that quickly is to do a Shift-Command-H. And that brings you here. And you're not seeing some of the hidden files here, and typically you kind of do want to see those. So what you can do is there's a command that's out there on the web, you can find it, that you can run in terminal. So what I'm going to do is actually do Command Space, which brings up Spotlight Search. So another nice little tool. So terminal, hit enter, and I'm going to paste in this script that will unhide files. I'm going to close out this Finder. I'm going to run this script. And I'm going to open up Finder again. I'm going to go back to my home directory. And now I can see these hidden files. So right now, we're in our home directory. If you look up here, there's a Go option in the file menu. It's as if you went here manually. And here's a shortcut. We want to do Shift-Command-H. Now, Shift-Command-C will bring you to your computer directory, which gives you your hard drive listing and all that stuff, network. Another thing I like is that there's decent networking now in OS X. I can get to my Windows PCs, my desktop running. It's no problem at all. And so I'll have access to that, get to the files, Windows files. And then you also have utilities, which is another, you get applications here, obviously. And then utilities is where you can set up, boot camp for installing Windows. You can partition your drives, stuff like that. So it's important to know where that's at. This bar down here, you can grab it, make it bigger, smaller. Right click here, go to show view options. You can make your icons smaller and bigger. Back to your terminal, if you want to show hidden files in Unix, you wouldn't see them if you just did ls. If you did ls-a, you'd see hidden files now. You can start to see that. Or you can do ls-al to see even more information. One thing you might want to do, if you're interested, is install QuickTime, because QuickTime gives you the ability to screencast actually for free. If you don't want to buy something like Camtasia and you don't want all the bells and whistles, and let's say you're at work and you want to do some screencasts for people to kind of watch later or whatever the purpose is, you can actually use QuickTime And there's a feature up in the menu once you open QuickTime to allow you to start recording your screen, which is nice. And then also, if you go to the App Store, Microsoft gives OneNote for free, which is pretty cool. So if you go here, you can see that it was editor's choice for the Mac OS users. So they actually like it too. You can install that for free. The last thing I want to mention is a nice application you can install called Caffeine. Most developers know of this. So if you search for Caffeine in the App Store, you install it, and you'll get an icon up here. And if you turn it on, it means your computer's not going to go to sleep on you. It'll stay awake. So if you're developing code, you go get a drink, a coffee, come back, and you're like, oh, it's sleeping again. This will keep it awake. And if you go to the proper preferences, you can tell it how long you want to keep it awake. And so if I unclick this, that means it's going to go off after whatever point in time you set it to say to go off. So that's it for now. Hope you liked it. The next time cast in this series, we'll get into more kind of decorating the terminal. We'll use iTerm2. We'll get the iTerm2 skin with the skin that I like personally. That will actually help you with Git later. It'll tell you what directory you're in visually a lot better than the default terminal will, and stuff like that. We'll eventually also get into WebStorm, an editor I use to develop my JavaScript code in by JetBrains. See you then.